Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how I built an AI-powered invoice automation system. So here's what we want to build. First, we have to have a Gmail trigger to watch for incoming emails containing an invoice. Next, we want to download the PDF attachment automatically. We want to extract the supplier's name and invoice number from the invoice PDF. We're going to extract this using AI. And moving on, we want to rename the file to a specific format, which in this case would be the supplier name underscore invoice number.pdf. And lastly, we're going to upload it to Google Drive. Everything should happen in a matter of a couple of seconds, completely hands-free. So let's dive right in. Firstly, we're going to be using n8n as our workflow automation. We want to use Gmail to receive invoices. We're going to be using OpenAI's GPT-4o model to read the PDF and extract data. And we're going to be using Google Drive for storage. The entire workflow is pretty simple. It only consists of 6 nodes. And so let me show you how I set each one up. First would be our Gmail trigger. So we're going to want to connect our Gmail account to this node. We're going to set the event as message received, the poll times every minute. And we're going to filter the label by inbox and search for attachment. And then we're going to enable download attachments. So what this means is every time a message comes through our inbox and has an attachment, we're going to download the attachment. So the next node is an if node to filter out invoices only. So if the subject of the message that comes through contains the word invoice, it's going to go through. And if it doesn't, it's going to go down the false path. So once the invoice PDF comes through, we want to add an OpenAI node to extract the relevant information from the PDF itself. So we're going to be using the GPT-4o model, and we're going to set the type to file, role as user, file type, file data, and the file data. This is basically the file that we want the AI to read, which is basically the invoice, and this is just the name of the invoice. And we're going to go ahead and give it a user prompt. So we're going to ask it to extract the following from the invoice PDF. We just want to extract the supplier's name and the invoice number, and we want it to output in this specific JSON format. Okay, so the next node would be a set node, and this node is just so that we can format our data neatly. We're going to include the supplier's name and invoice number, as well as we're going to set our Google Drive folder ID here. And in this node, we're going to set the new file name. We're going to format it so that the new file name would be the supplier's name underscore invoice number.pdf. So lastly is our Google Drive node. Of course, we're going to want to connect our Google Drive account here, and then under resource, we're going to put file operation upload. And this is basically the PDF that we want to upload onto our Google Drive. The file name would be the new file name. And here we're just going to choose the parent folder, which is which folder in the Google Drive do we want to upload this invoice to. So that's basically it. Now let me show you a live demo. I'm going to run this end to end. So I'm just going to go ahead and send in an invoice right now. Okay, now we're going to just check our executions here. So the whole thing ran. We monitored Gmail for invoice, made sure that the subject contained invoice. Let's see what data they extracted. They did output our supplier's name as well as invoice number, and we just set the supplier name, invoice number here, as well as our Google Drive folder ID. What happened next is we had a new file name. We formatted the new file name, and lastly we uploaded it into Google Drive. And here it is, our invoice. So it has been renamed to the supplier's name underscore invoice number, as you can see here. And so that's all for our simple e-invoice automation. So there are some quick upgrades that we can actually add to this workflow. For example, we can broke invoices to different folders by supplier. We can also log it onto Google Sheets so that we can track every invoice with a timestamp. We can add error notifications to get alerted if an extraction fails or it doesn't go through. And we can also set it to extract more data, such as the invoice date, amount, or due date. So the workflow here is infinitely expandable and can be customized to suit your needs. And that's it. So this is our AI-powered invoice automation in 6 nodes. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.